The title of our presentation is The Effect of a Simulation Model on Students' Academic Achievement in Computer Logic in Colleges of Education in Enugu State, Nigeria. And the researchers are Asogwa, A.N. and Ibezim, N.E. Now, the essence of integrating technologies like simulation models in education is to improve pedagogy and consequently improve students' learning. And research has also shown that the use of these technologies, especially audiovisuals like simulation models, help to arouse students' interest and enhance. But over the years, there have been poor academic achievement and lack of interest among both male and female students in computer logic. And since there have been poor interest and academic achievement, there is need to see what other teaching method that can be introduced to help improve the achievement and interest levels of students in computer logic. And the computer simulation model is a software that gives students opportunity to observe a real-world experience and interact with it. It is an educational software designed according to the NCCE minimum standard curriculum to create a constructive learning environment to improve students' learning and understanding of different subjects. The idea of integrating computer logic in colleges of education is to inculcate into the students the knowledge of computer architecture and skills in building electrical circuits, which will in turn make computer education graduates contributive members to national development and also to improve quality teachers who will teach computer studies at all levels of education. Unfortunately, these objectives are still far from being actualized, especially when looking at the general quality of colleges of education graduates. The poor performance of the students in this course, CSC 215, cut across many schools, especially gives the students this enabling environment to interact and gives them a sense of control over their lessons. And also, the simulation method has also proved to be very, very effective in some subjects. Like research has shown that such subjects like biology, chemistry, and others, it has proved to help students achieve more or better in their studies. It is important to try out this simulation model on computer logic to see how it can improve the achievement and interests of the students. So the major purpose of this study was to determine the effect of computer logic simulation on students' achievement in computer logic, that's CS 215, in colleges of education in Enugu State. And specifically, the study determined four purposes guided the study. Practically, the study was seen to be significant to school administrators, computer educators, students, curriculum planners, educational researchers, Nigeria as a nation. And theoretically, the social constructivist theories of learning, theory of learning by doing, cognitive theory of multimedia learning, this study had theoretical significance on these theories. Now, 4 hypotheses and 4 research questions were formulated to guide the study. For the content scope, the study covered computer architecture, logic gates, truth table constructions, circuit simplification and application of logic gates. Then for the geographical scope, the study was conducted in 5 colleges of education in Enugu State. Population scope, only NCE Year 2 students of computer education in the 5 colleges of education was used for the study. The literature was reviewed under conceptual framework, theoretical framework, related empirical studies, and summary of literature reviewed. The design of the study was quasi-experimental, and the area of the study was Enugu State, Nigeria. Population for the study was 181 computer education second year students in the 2017-2018 academic session, and the total population sampling technique was used. That's everything was studied. All the population was studied. The instrument used for data collection was computer logic academic test and computer logic interest inventory. CLAT was used to answer research questions 1, 2 and hypothesis 1 and 2, while computer logic interest inventory was used to answer research questions 3 and 4 and hypothesis 3 and 4. The reliability of the interest inventory was tested using Cronbach alpha, which yielded a coefficient of 0.89. Now, the experimental procedure, the quasi-experiment study was carried out during the normal school lecture period, and the timetable for computer education second year students for the computer logic, that's CSC 215, was used, and this was after receiving permission from the college authorities and heads of department, and the regular education computer education teachers that taught this course CSC 215 were used in the study after having a 1-week training on how to use the simulation model. The experimental group was taught using the logic simulation model, while the control group was taught using the conventional teaching method. Pre-test was administered to both groups before the commencement of the lessons, and at the end of the lessons, post-test was also administered to the groups, that is the experimental group and the control group. The data collected from the pre-test and post-test was used for further analysis. Method of data collection. The computer logic lecturers subjected the students in both groups to pre-testing before treatment and post-testing after treatment, and the researchers marked the script to obtain the students' scores on achievement and interest after the treatment. The scores collected from the two groups was analyzed to answer the research questions and test the hypothesis. Now, the data collected from the administration of the pre-test and post-test was analyzed using mean, while the hypothesis was tested at 0.05 level of significance using analysis of covariance, that's ANCOVA. The results, findings, and discussions of the findings were based on data analysis and organized according to the research questions and null hypotheses that guided the study. The findings of the study revealed that the use of the simulation model statistically had higher effect on students' academic achievement in computer logic, and that the use of the model in teaching had a higher slight achievement in female students than male students. The study further revealed that the simulation model had higher effect on students' interest in computer logic than the use of the conventional teaching model, and also the students, the female students, also had slight higher interest in computer logic simulation than the male students. And under the hypothesis, it was discovered that there is significant difference between the mean achievement scores of students taught computer logic using logic simulation model than those taught with the conventional model. Also, there is a significant difference between the mean achievement scores of students and female students taught computer logic using the simulation model. And a significant difference exists between the mean interest scores of students taught computer logic using the simulation model and those using the conventional teaching method. And there is also a significant difference in the mean interest scores of male and female students taught. There is no significant difference, between the mean interest scores of male and female students taught computer logic using the simulation model. The study therefore recommends that the Nigerian College of Education should adopt the use of computer logic simulation model in teaching and learning of computer logic. And then workshops and seminars should be organized by the NCCE in collaboration with the Ministry of Education to enlighten institutions, administrators, lecturers, and students on how to make use of the simulation model in their day-to-day teaching. So, based on the findings of the study, it was revealed that computer logic model is more effective than the conventional teaching method in improving the interest and achievement of both males and female students in computer logic. Thank you very much.